going on, people? This your boy Rich Rich. What's happening? Wait till a few people get in here. Anyhow, today, man, I want to talk about passive income. Anybody got any great ideas about it? You know what I'm saying? Let's propose some good ideas so people can take advantage of the situation. You heard me? Situation. Earn money, what it do, man? Earn money, man. We gotta do a show together, man. You wanna do one later on today, man? Let me know, man. We gotta do it. We gotta do a show, man. I don't know if you in the States today or what. I'm supposed to do a show a little bit later with TMZ, Westside TMZ. We're gonna see if we're able to hook up on that. Anyhow, man, we talk about passive income today, man. You got any ideas on any passive income? I know you be living abroad and stuff, so you gotta have some type of income coming in. I know you mentioned something about a business you had or you have, something like that. Oh, you had said, yeah, that's right. You had said it a minute ago because you said you was around a bunch of Dominicans the other day. So how are you able to live abroad, man? What kind of income you got coming in, my brother? Talk to your boy, man. Talk to me. Fly boy in the house. What's going on? Fly boy, I know you got real estate. You know what I'm saying? So I know you got that income coming from that, man. How's that doing, Fly boy? Let me know how that's doing for you, player. Real estate investment. Okay. All right. That's what's up. You got to put your boy on that real estate stuff. I know you and Fly boy do that. I mean, I get the concept. You can buy, flip, sell, or you can buy, hold, rent out. They profit off of that. I get all that. But it seems like here in Atlanta, the houses are so high, it's hard to buy one and rent it out at the right price. Retired teacher, retired military, okay. Yeah, man, most cats, man, it's coming out that military, man. You know, that's kind of, I'm not going to say that's easy, but y'all got to do 20 years or something like that, and you can retire. That's like I want to say that's one of the easiest ways for you to be an expat is to be an ex-military person. You know, because you got that guaranteed check coming in every month. You heard me? Every month, you heard me? I should have turned around and went to Sonic. I might have to do that, man. Nah, I'm gonna just stop at the Quick Trip. I'm only 45 years old. That's cool, my brother. How many years you did in the military? And as far as your real estate goes, man. So what's your I mean, how do you do it? You rent? You rent your properties? You flip them or what? Atlanta doing some weird stuff with Airbnbs right now. That was the vibe for a while. Yeah, cause I got a partner of mine. He got two houses, man, and they both paid for. And he caught them in a good market. I think he paid like 80 for one, like 100 for the other one. And he just been renting. They just been renting them out. They've been renting them out. He got a business partner, and yeah, they paid cash for them joints. But yeah, Atlanta is doing some weird shit out here, man. I don't know what they doing with the Airbnbs, but I know they trying to come up with some kind of law with the businesses, man. Like if you have an incident where somebody get killed in front of your business, like more than one or two within a certain amount of time, they trying to shut them businesses down. They targeting strip clubs and bars and stuff like that. I started doing a little video on that, but yeah, man. So today we talk about passive income. Anybody got any good ideas, or you want to come on the channel for a minute and talk about passive income? Let me know. Let me try to post the link up in the comments right now. But what I'm trying to do is I'm thinking about right now I got like dividend stocks that pay me every month. Some pay me quarterly, some pay me every month. Some pay me every month. And I make pretty decent off of that. I do got a lot of money in there. I'm not gonna discuss the numbers, but I would say I got enough dividends coming in every month that I could live in another country. I could live abroad. I would probably say that. But like I said, I got a lot of money in this shit. A lot of money tied up in it. And it comes in every month or quarterly. And I can't complain about that. You know, some months are better than others. You know, like I said, it's enough coming in where I could move abroad. And my ultimate goal is to have about, by the time I'm ready to get out of the States and move abroad and travel different places, I want to have at least $6,000 to $10,000 coming in a month. Whether that's from a business investment, stocks, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyhow, that's one passive income I have. Another passive income I'm trying to work on now. So I'm thinking about getting into this Turo business with these cars. You know what I'm saying? You do dividend, yeah. Dividend stocks are pretty damn good, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm so glad I got into it because I would have just had my money sitting in the bank, just doing nothing. Yeah, just buy some more. You see, that's the thing about dividends and stocks and stuff. It's like it's kind of like a no overhead investment. Like you investing your money, you're taking a little risk with your money, but you get money every month, and you don't have to worry about no employees. You don't have to worry about firing nobody. You don't have to worry about shit. You just gotta worry about waking up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you wake up every month, and then in the case where you don't wake up, you know, you leave that stuff to your kids, man. I'm trying to instill that in my son now about the stocks and stuff. You know, he only 9, but I still be embedding it in his brain. You know, about stocks and stuff like that. Got to get it into their head early. You know. Yeah, let me see. You know what? I'm gonna just go to Mickey D's, man. I hate to go to Mickey D's, but that's what I'm gonna do this morning. I'm gonna go to Mickey D's. You heard me? But yeah, any of y'all know about the Turo business, man? The rental cars and stuff like that. What's y'all thoughts on that, man? And if y'all got any more ideas, man, let me know. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the stock. Yeah. Dividends are great, man. When I first started doing stocks, guys kept telling me, man, do the dividend, do the dividend. And I wasn't really studying the dividends. I was trying to get that quick flip, man. And I did flip a lot of stocks, and I did make a lot of money off of it. And one thing I never did, I never cashed out on my stocks, man. Like, let's say I made 20,000 or something, or I made whatever. I never just took that money and just bought something with it. I know a lot of people do that. They buy cars, buy all that shit. I just believe in reinvesting my money back into something like. I mean, when I got into stocks, I used money that I wasn't, afraid to lose, and so I did pretty good. I made a lot of money off stocks, man, and I look at that stocks money, that dividends, like all my dividends, I reinvest every month. They go back in. So let's just throw a number out there. Let's just say I made $500. I throw the 500. I throw the 500 back into the stock, man. I just keep it going, build it up, build it up, build it up. Fly boy in the building, what's going on with you, player? But yeah, man, stocks ain't for everybody either, too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what's
What's
going on,
going on,
everybody?
man?
It's your boy FRE, $8 Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. I was going to get my out shoot, turn my fan off because it was making some noise. And I gotta plug this phone in because I'm on my phone. It's easy to join live. What's going on, Rich?
Man, that ain't shit, man. Just trying to talk about this money, man. Trying to see what's a good way to get this passive income, my brother.
I mean,
You know,
I normally I have my Money Talk Monday shows, but I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, getting the film out because of this whole YouTube Black thing, and because of the fact that next year I plan on because I feel as though next year it's going to be a stronger recession than they expect. I'm planning on just paying off a lot of debt. So when it comes to passive income, though, for myself, yes, everybody knows I have real estate, I have stocks. Actually, I have stocks still, but I sold the majority of my stocks right before I bought this car. And I tell you why. Because I feel as though once you are able to be at a place where you're living comfortably, your kids are going to be good if anything happens to you, and you have the passive income we're talking about, then you need to start maybe deleveraging to give you the sense of not stressfulness. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like for me, I don't have to worry about having a mortgage because my tenants pay my mortgage. So it's not like I own a house and I have it as like as a liability. So that part I don't get concerned with. Now, credit card debt and car notes, yes, I do want to pay that down, but I'm at the point now where a lot of people they always want to make as much money as possible. They want to be super wealthy, they want to work super hard, but I come again. You hear me? I think I just died out. All right.
yeah.
But
I'm with you. I'm with you. Go ahead.
all right. For me personally, I feel as though what the people at the top and the people at the bottom don't understand is that I feel as though in my perspective, the best way to live life is in the middle. It's not at the top where you're trying to make as much money as possible, working your whole life. Like, come on, Warren Buffett is like probably one of the wealthiest men in the world, right? But he's still working at how old? You're still, this even if you consider work entertaining, even if you consider work fun, you're working at like 65 years old. That's what you want to do with your life. For me, that's a no. At the same token, I look differently at the people that say, "Oh, forget about the money. I just want to live life." Because what, you don't have any children that you want to pass anything to, or even if you don't have any children, what do you think is going to happen when you're older? Are you going to still be able to do the same things you're doing now, or live at the same things you're doing now without having a plan for the future? So that's why I think the best place to sit is in the middle, and that's what I try to focus on. And passive income helps you do that.
So when you say you took your money out of the stocks, what you do? You just purchased the car, or you.
No, this is what I did. All right,
And what
so
kind of
I
stocks you had though?
I still got a good $3,000-4,000 in stocks, but I took like 20 out, and I paid off a lot of debt that I had, and
Oh, okay.
I put a down deposit, I put a bigger down deposit on the car because my interest rate was super high. Like the thing is that I could have got I could have like 850 credit right now, right? But I don't put my houses in businesses. I put my houses in my name. And for me, the reason why I do that is because it's easier to pass down to your children. Even though I have a will, it's easier to pass down to your children without it being all caught up in probate and caught up in this stuff if you have it in your name. When you have something in the business, well, now there's a whole different route that you got to take. So for me, I don't know if at any time, because of how I live with traveling, with doing stuff like this, you never know what can happen. So I want to be able to that if something happens to me, everything is handled easily, and
So
that's what a
what?
lot of people don't. Hmm?
So what about if you had your kid's name on the business?
Well, you can have your kids' name on the business, but if your kids aren't old enough, what happens?
Hey,
Then somebody else, your
right.
executor has to get involved, and if your
How
executor has
much
to
is
get
it?
involved,
I had on the McGriddle.
oh yeah, and if your executor has to get involved, then what happens is that it can get tied up because his name is not on the business.
Okay. I thought they said
So
590 something.
there you go. I'll wait till you finish with it. Got the Wendy's?
All right. It said five on the screen. I just it's probably
Let me
good, right?
see. Let me see what the chat room. Yeah.
All right, thank
Um,
you. Hey, sorry about that, fly boy.
it's cool.
But go ahead,
What's
I'm
going
listening.
on, Earn Money? Say it again.
I said I'm listening though.
Oh
So
no, no. All right.
what about the so how do you do your properties, man? You just rent them all out, you Airbnb them, or
Right.
you
So this
just
this is how I do my properties. Now in New Jersey, the rent is high, and when I bought my properties were low. So what I did was, my first property, I lived in one floor, right? And
uh-huh.
I don't think you have it in Atlanta as much, but we have places called duplex, and we have houses called duplex and triplexes and quads in New Jersey in the tri-state area, right?
Uh-huh.
Where it's multiple floors where multiple families can live on in one house. So
Right.
I bought a multifamily, a duplex, right, in West Orange, nice little suburban area, mostly white, but it has black and Latino also, but it's a very um upper middle class area, right? So when I bought that place, I bought it for like $250,000 in 2017, right? And I left like twenty four
Damn, that's
thousand
cheap.
dollars, huh?
You said 250,000?
Yeah, I bought
That's
in
cheap for up
2007.
there.
Come again?
I said that sounds like a cheap price for up where you at.
Right, it is. But here's the thing. Um, I was looking. I'd say about. I went and tried and looked for like at least 15 houses. I looked at 15 houses before I found this one, and the reason why, um, like the offer was 250, and everybody was trying to lowball and stuff. But it's back in 2017. So, but I just paid the full price because I did the numbers. I help use the service of Bigger Pockets with like the calculator and stuff, and I did the numbers to find out, hey, if I live on the first floor and I rent the second floor, I'm only going to have to pay $300 rent. So it makes more sense for me to move in here. I don't care what price. See, that's the thing. People get so concentrated on trying to get a deal, basically trying to get under. They consider a deal under the price that people are charging, right? But that's
Right.
not what a deal is. A deal, or to me at least, a deal to me is what is it going to cost me. So whereas though everyone was trying to get less than the 250,000 that the person was asking, because her husband had died and she wanted to move back to Singapore. So um rather than just giving her the whole 250 that everybody was trying to negotiate it. But 250 worked for me because it depends on how much I had to pay. So let's say my mortgage was at the time I think it was like a two. I got a 2.8 because all 2%. I got a 2.87 actually interest rate back in 2017. It was the first time homeowner buyer program where you got a low interest rate. So for me, my monthly mortgage was like 1,900, right? But I knew that the rent was 1,400 for each place. For each floor was 1,400, right? So I was like, oh shoot, that's $2,800 right there. I'm gonna make $700 if I rent it out, but I gotta live there for a year, so I'm gonna still save money on rent because 14. I mean, I only gotta pay $500 a month for rent. I didn't look at it as, oh, I'm paying her the whole 250 she asked for. I looked at it as I'm only paying $500 a month for rent. Now, let alone in this forget about New Jersey. Where in the United States can you pay $500 for a 2 bedroom? I
Yeah.
mean, that
Nowhere.
hasn't been possible. So then when I moved in, I realized that the basement was furnished also. Like it was you could live there. So I had a friend who was like, yo, you know, I need a place to live. She was living with me at the not living with me, but living in the same house I was living at because I had roommates. And before, and I said, all right, we'll just move on over. So she moved on over. So when she paid rent and the people on the top paid rent, I was able to have a let's say 600 plus 1,400 was 2,000. So they basically was paying my whole rent and my electric and my gas. So I was living free. This is why passive income is so important. Everyone believes that um you're supposed to focus on uh making a lot of money. But if you focus more on not having to pay a lot of bills, you'll be able to live even a better life. So
Yeah.
whereas people was trying to figure out, well, how can you buy a house and still keep traveling? Well, because 600 plus 1,400 is 2,000. My mortgage is 19, so I'm basically making. Well, after I pay the $100 for the electricity, I'm basically living rent free. So everything at my regular job where I work at is going to either my kids and or traveling. I mean, at the time, I only had a daughter, but it's either going to my. Well, I have my daughter and my son actually. No, my son was just real young. Um, it's just going to traveling, and that's what I'm trying to. And that's the problem that a lot of people have because they can only see I need to make more money. I need to make more money. But if you're able to decrease your property bill, your rent bill, which your housing is the biggest debt that everybody has. The biggest debt that everybody has is going to be your housing, unless you're living free.
That's a fact. Hey, so for those that don't even know how to get a house,
Hmm.
how do you get an investment property? What's the qualification? What you got to
Now,
go through to get that bread, man?
all right, so basically this way. This is how I stack the bread because the biggest issue for a lot of people is going to be the down deposit. Now, most places are going to want, in this area, is going to be a little bit more difficult, but most places are going to want you to leave 20% down. But if you're living in a place, like if you're going to live there, the bank will allow you to put 3.5 to 5% down. Most likely, you can put 3.5, but in this economic era, you're almost going to guarantee have to put 5% down. So let's just say 5% of a house is 200,000, right?
Yeah.
Is uh what $4,000, and then closing
Uh-huh.
costs is going, and then yeah, $4,000, and then closing cost is going to be like but that's what yeah.
6,000, ten
It,
thousand.
it, well, it depends. Like in New Jersey, closing costs are more expensive. So let's say closing cost is 12,000, and your
Damn.
down the payment is 4,000, right? So now you need at least $20,000 to get in the house. Now, the first house you buy is going to determine whether or not you'll be able to do the rest of the stuff. Because here's the thing: you also have to be working for at least 2 years at the same place because that's how you. So you need it. First thing is the hardest thing is the down deposit. So you're gonna need $20,000. Let's just say anywhere in America, you're gonna need at least $20,000, right? Then secondly, you're gonna need to have a job that you've been at for 2 years or more, right? Thirdly, you're gonna have to a credit rating at least over 650. People say they can get you it with 600 or less 600, but if you want a decent credit, a decent mortgage rate, and you want to be able to more than just survive, you're gonna have a decent a credit rate over 650, right? And
Right.
and and then the other thing is that the only way that I can see it in this economy for us average 9 to 5 workers or for us people who didn't have a silver spoon is you're going to have to get a multifamily. Because see, when you have a multifamily, you can qualify for a higher amount. Because as you said, 200,000 ain't gonna get you no house right about now. Maybe not even in Atlanta. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can get a joint for 200, but it's gonna be real small, like
right,
within the city limits. You gotta
right,
go. You gotta go further out.
right. Location is the most important thing. So you want to be within the city limits. But here's the thing: when you get a duplex, which is two families live there, the bank allows you to get more money because they allow you to include the rental income that you're going to get. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of people run out and they think, "Oh, I should buy a duplex and rent both floors." But it's harder to do that because you're going to have to leave more money down. But if let's say I go to what like see, I'm not familiar with Atlanta, so I can't. If I wanted to help you do it, I because you have a career, you own a business, you have money stacked up, you can go get an investment property, but putting 20% down is going to be a little bit more difficult. You know what I mean? Especially if you got to
Right,
fix
right.
it up. But
The only
but you can
thing, the only thing messing me up, man, right now is the tax papers and shit.
what do you mean tax papers?
Well, like my first year,
Self-employed.
I filed a loss. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
With the
did too.
city.
But how?
So
See,
so it's not gonna be looking that good, you know.
see that's the one thing that got me. And even with trying to get a car, that got me because I file my taxes. And remember, I told you that I don't do that as a business. I do it as myself because it's easier for me to write off all the stuff when I do it myself versus a business. You know what I'm saying? Like with
Yeah.
a business, you got to separate every single item. You got to do all this stuff. But with a personal, I can put everything together. Like the money I make on YouTube, that goes in with my real estate.
Hello.
The, the money I put on real estate, that goes with the money I work with at my job. So when I'm able to deduct taxes, it comes from all my income. It's easy for me to do it myself. Um, Now I can't even see none of the comments in the room for some reason. I think I'm on my phone.
I
Let me
think
see.
my
Okay,
I
character.
just
I
made it
got
to
it.
the spot, man. So I think it's switching over to my Wi-Fi. So it
Okay.
was kind of breaking up. So I don't know.
Earn Money says I bought 3 houses using the subject to method. Oh, the method. I think it's talking about that. I use
You know what he
equity,
talking about?
but get it quick. Subjected to subject. I don't know what that means, but um. Oh, Earn Money said they do have duplexes. Earn Money. You live in Atlanta? I mean, you got a place. You from
Yeah,
Atlanta?
yeah, yeah. We got duplexes out here, but it's not as many as it used to be,
Mm-hmm.
and it's extremely hard to find one to
Yeah.
buy.
But yeah, like I said, for starter people, I always suggest, and like I said, I wanted to talk about it. I came on because I wanted to talk about it because I haven't done a Money Talk Mondays in a while. But I suggest everybody as a starter person, if you're getting your first place or your first property, get a multifamily because that whole buying a single family and trying to rent it out is risky.
Yeah, that's true. Your profit margin gonna be terrible, right?
Not even that. But check this out. Let's say I buy a place for 200,000, right?
Yeah.
And my mortgage is I'm gonna give it 1,500, right? My mortgage is 1,500. Now I got somebody living in that place. I'm depending on these tenants paying money for me to get this place, right? For me to pay this mortgage off. Just one set of tenants. Just one set of tenants to pay this whole mortgage off. And those tenants don't pay for 3 months, right? Because
Huh.
if a tenant don't pay for a month, it takes you 3 months to get them out. Anywhere most states.
Right.
Certain states have different rules, but it takes you 3 months to get them out, right? So in those 3 months, you're not paying no bills. Because here's the thing, you're not getting no money in rather. So now you got to come up with that 1,500 because there's only one tenant. Now if you had two tenants paying 1,500 or two tenants paying 3,000, and you had to come up with 1,500, well then you could still probably make it work. But if you're depending on one tenant in one house to pay 1,500 and your mortgage is 1,500, that means you got to come out of your pocket every month for extra